tonight. Wellington, thank you for coming out and supporting what is an absolutely fantastic thing we're doing here in Wellington. I'm Wellington born and bred, and this summer was the first summer that I got to spend in Wellington for as long as I can remember, and it was an absolutely perfect summer, I think we'd agree. To the point that you probably heard the saying one too many times, you can't beat Wellington on a good day. Yep. I actually had a friend visiting from Colombia, and I took her up Mount Cow, and I told her that Wellingtonians, we fizz off this saying, you can't beat Wellington on a good day. If you say it to any Wellingtonian, they will just naturally respond without hesitation. And she said to me in Colombia, if you talk to a stranger, you get shot. To which I said, we're in Kandala, not the hut, you're okay, it's fine. It's completely fine, Patch isn't here, it's alright. And so we walk up this hill, and this old couple's coming towards us, and I say to her, I'm like, just say it to them. They get closer, and she's like, hello, oh, you can't be Wellington on a good day. And this old dude, just his face just dropped. He was like, oh, did you hear that, Martha? It's true. You can't be Wellington on a good day. And Martha's down there, she's like, oh, it's true, Trevor, you can't be Wellington on a good day. And we walked off, we just heard them walk down the hill going, oh, you really can't be Wellington on a good day. And Wellingtonians, we are so guilty of this. We have one fucking perfect day a year, and we never shut the fuck up. We can have like horizontal wind and rain hitting our face. We'll be standing there on the corner of some shitty street, and it's hitting our face, we're like, oh, pretty bad weather today, isn't it? Yeah, and I might go, yeah. But you can't be Wellington on a good day, can you? No, you can't be Wellington on a good day! This weekend I was in cafes, and because we had like the slightest bit of sun, you see people going, oh, pretty tough with the earthquakes, eh? Yeah. But you can't be Wellington on a good day, can you? No, you can't be Wellington on a good day. This summer we only had only two bad days. And I remember one of them distinctly, because I was on the waterfront in a cafe, and there was a bunch of German backpackers there with all their bags, sitting in this cafe, looking thoroughly depressed. And this waitress, who wasn't even serving them, walked up to them, just said to them, should have been here yesterday. And this lady sitting next to them just turned around, oh, you should have been, you can't be Wellington on a good day. Because the weather was so good this summer, I went and watched some of our local sports teams like the Firebirds and the Phoenix. And it turns out, you can be Wellington on a good day. So in their fucking heart. I think we've just all got these experiences when you grow up in New Zealand, and we all have these shared experiences. Like one that I think that everyone here will have had is when you're a kid and you act up in public, a stranger telling you off. I think that's just like a rite of passage in New Zealand. You never forget that moment that you were like being a little shit and some random person was like, stop pulling everything off the shelves at Countdown. You're like, I will never do this again. I am sorry, weird man with a beard. Who clearly does not have kids and is approaching a kid. That's fine. But then it dawned on me recently that I'm an adult, and I now have this power. Shit, we've all got this power. And we could use this power for good. We shouldn't be telling kids just to like stop doing what they're doing. We can use this chance to impart like important social messages they will never forget. So I encourage you, next time you see like a little shit acting up in a park, something like that, walk up to him, grab him by the scruff, be like, oi, stop doing that. This country can take more immigrants. Don't take the quota, fuck off. It's like 4% of your Kiwi say they're not 2, get going. And it's because like I think I want this to happen because I've got a nephew and he's just got way too much fucking sass for a little kid. Like he was adorable growing up and I used to be that uncle who would be like, tell him fun stories about shit I've never done and never will do. But he believed them. I'd be like, oh, I've climbed Mount Everest twice. And he's like, oh my God, Uncle, that's amazing. Dad, why are you so shit? And I'll be like, you're asking the right questions. You really are. But earlier this year, he went over to Canada with my sister and my brother-in-law and my niece. And just before I went over to visit them, my sister called me and she was like, hey Nick, thought I probably need to tell you before you got here, but Timmy told me the other day that he knows your stories aren't true. But he thinks it makes you feel better if you believe that he believes they're true. And I was like, you fucking little shit. So when I got to Canada and he was acting up in public, I paid a stranger $5 to tell him his mum wasn't his mum. So Happy Nik Bruce-Smith.